Hey everybody, it's Joey here again. I had some people wanting to see the field test of the ESEE4 in the 440 stainless. I started the video and my phone messed up, so right now you can't really see. It's snowing pretty bad out here in Louisiana. It's February 24th, something like that. Anyway, this is what the ESEE, the stainless did, and I was working on it with the carbon steel model. The carbon steel model, the original ESEE, it's basically, it has a convex grind on it, so I was working on it here. And just to take it and show you that it works every bit as good. And I was saying that Chris from Prepare Mind 101 had recommended the Work Sharp in some of his videos, and I bought it, and man, that is a point right there. I don't know that it's going to stick from here. Yeah. That's a point. I mean, this is grass underneath the snow. This is my backyard. So anyway, and then the point with the ESEE stainless, and the ESEE stainless, I didn't put a convex grind on, okay? Just to show you the stainless versus the other one, we'll go ahead and do this again. This is the original factory edge. I haven't messed with it at all. No convex grind. Comes with a full flat grind. That's a little. This is treated wood, by the way. This is obviously. It's just from some builders. They're building a couple houses in my neighborhood, so this is treated wood for houses. It's not just your typical log out in the wood, so it's a little more difficult to use. But I mean, that's pretty narrow. Here, walk up. I mean, it did a pretty sweet job on it. And then the other side. And that's the convex with the original ESEE that I put on with the Work Sharp. Okay. So I didn't have time to drive out to my woods. It started snowing. I wanted to do something in the cold. I left these knives out in the cold. I left this wood out in the cold. It's been out here being snowed on. So I started on my first video to cut weed eater string. The problem is I can't get good enough grip out here in the wet without my special gloves I don't have on me. I'd cut some string over here before I started the video with both knives. Both knives did it successfully, but the convex grind does not cut through that rhino line for the trimmer line, as well as the flat grind, the flat angle, the flat edge, whatever, that the ESEE comes with, that you can put on with the Spyderco Sharpmaker 204, which is all I'm going to use on this stainless one. I think that the carbon's just fine for the convex. It's a little tougher steel, obviously. 1095 heat treated by Rowan. It's going to be a tougher steel than 440C. Okay, so having done that with both knives, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the Tops Bob. This is the Tops Bob, okay? This is the original. I have two. So I'm going to go ahead. I've never hard used this one either. This comes with a Scandi grind on it. I haven't really used it for a whole lot of tough applications. But let's just see what it does. You get a lot more beef. It's a bigger blade, my God. Okay, I'm so far for just doing stuff like this. I've never done this. I've never had a reason to, but the Tops Bob takes the cake. I mean, this is just stripping off wood like it's nothing. I mean, Jesus. It's pretty awesome. Tops Bob, okay. And that's the same 1095 high carbon steel that ESEE uses, the same heat treat Rowan. Okay, let's see if I can find, these are regular 2x4s. Now I don't want to go all the way down them. I'm not real sure how they're going to do because they're treated and these are really thick. I'm not sure that this is going to be able to baton like I want it to. If it doesn't, I'm just going to beat the hell out of them, okay? Alright, so people wanted to know, there's one guy in particular, I think his name's Michael, that comments on my videos a lot, that wanted to see me do something with this knife before he bought it. Alright, so it goes into it, but I break the stick on top of it. Alright, so what I'm going to do, we're going to do what I like to call the stab test. But before that, let me just see how it does. Yeah, on 2x4 it's cutting. Alright, so there's just some chips there. Let's see how the ESEE with the convex does. Okay, the carbon steel's doing a little better than the stainless. Cutting this very, very treated 2x4, cutting chips off a bit. And then we're going to do the Bob. Okay, and this is also 1095 again. And oh hell, the Bob just kills it. That's candy grind. I'm sure even if I put a convex on this one, it's going to do really well. So let's take this one. And we're going to do a stab test. Okay, I'm using this. We're going to stab the hell out of this. Zoom. Should have gloves on, but I don't plan on being out here too long. And this isn't a log in the forest like my video with the Condor Crotalis, y'all. This is treated wood. Well, not too good at stabbing wood. Doesn't say much though. Alright. So, I just gave everything I had without gloves on here. Let's look at the point. Picking up. Okay. The point and the edge. And I mean, I was really stripping that wood as hard as I could. There was no hole back there. Alright. Let's get back. ESEE4. There's your damage. It's not much, but you see what the Bob did here compared to the ESEEs here and here. Okay. So the Bob I'm more impressed with for woodwork so far, but I'm really an ESEE fan still. Let's see what this one can do. This seems to be digging and biting harder than the stainless. I forgot the exact weights on them. Yeah, die, bastard. Laugh out loud. Alright. So, you got your treated wood here. And that's with the carbon, the high carbon steel versus the stainless. The stainless is going to hold better in the weather, okay? I'm a fan of the carbon, sorry. I like the high carbon. Let's see the tip. After that, you got a tiny bit of the coating coming off right there at the tip. The tip is intact completely, and that's stabbing treated wood. Okay. Then we're going to do the tops. Because I don't have any wood that I can just chop through, and these aren't really chopping knives. I have plenty of chopping knives. Alright, so turn this over. And this is just a heavier knife, so it's doing a whole lot better. It's starting to hurt my hands without gloves. It's not the knife, it's the little wrap I have on it. My hands are getting cold. Alright. So there's your tops damage. Of course, your tops Bob did a lot more damage. It's a heavier blade. Let's look at the tip here. Took a little bit of the paint off of it, out of the powder coat, but everything is still completely intact. So overall, against treated wood, I think the Bob did its job, and it gets grippy as hell. This is my card. It gets really good and grippy. Never slipped. You saw me stabbing pretty darn hard. So anyway. That's basically it. Let's see if I can do any. Let's see how it does on this wood after stabbing. On this is a little lighter wood. Look at this. I mean, please. Of course, I wasn't chopping with it, so I guess it doesn't really pertain to comparing to a stabbing, but that Bob's awesome. Here's the convex grind, which is close to the Scandi grind on the Bob with the ESEE4. Still doing a good job. It's a little tougher to cut through. And then here's your stainless ESEE right here. Alright, so that's it. There's your video. Here's your 3 knives, and the sheaths are buried over here somewhere in the snow. See my other videos if you want to show, if you want the tabletop reviews on these knives. Thanks for watching, guys. Just hit pause. Alright, so we're through outside, and after 2 snowmans later and talking to a few neighbors, we're in here. Let the sheaths and I washed all this off, let the sheaths dry. You can see that sheath wasn't completely dry, so proof that I've not, well, if you believe it or not, I haven't sharpened them, so they're probably not going to cut very good. This is the convex grind that I put on with the work sharp, and let's just see. This is after cutting through all that, shaving all that wood. Pretty decent. Definitely needs to be sharpened again. Now this wasn't, you got to remember, this wasn't forest wood. You know, it wasn't soft wood, it wasn't hardwood, it was treated wood to make a house to build homes with. So, you know, not very sharp. You know, this is the ESEE. So put that to the side. I will sharpen that, run through the sharp maker later. Alright, let's do the ESEE. I'm really anxious to see this. I'm sure some of y'all might be. Here's the stainless after all the damage has been done. And we'll just see what it did. Without the convex grind, this was factory. Hung up on that one. Okay, so right around here, it's feels like it's got a little burr somewhere, but it's not going to pick up. I don't have a real high quality camera, sorry y'all. But it seems to be initially sharper, a little bit sharper it seems to be than your ESEE4 carbon after the work. Okay, and this was the one. It only comes with the moly compatible. And technically, you don't even need this right here. This thing ain't going nowhere. It snaps in better than the Kydex. Well, I did a video on that one already. Alright, and I've done a video on this, tops versus your ESEE. And you noticed I wiped them down, but this has been actually I was outside for an hour. So this has been an hour, and there's no rust whatsoever on this blade, this tops blade, where it's not coated, which is kind of surprising. Being that it's high carbon 1095, I'm surprised. So anyway, dry this off a little bit. Let's see how the tops did. And this had never been sharpened either. Man, are you kidding? Alright, so they're heat treated supposedly by the same company. And it's got a little hang up in there, but this is way better. And I mean, you can see it plain as day. And I did the same amount of work, if not more work, with the Bob because I was impressed with it. Well, obviously it's not razor sharp like I like them, but it cuts a lot better than the ESEEs do. So that's about the same amount of work. I didn't really count the amount of you know, strokes I did behind the wood, which I wasn't doing that, but I was just holding it, you know. But obviously this edge holds up better than the ESEE, so I'm kind of surprised at that. But your trade-off is it doesn't have the same warranty as ESEE, so thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like, and if you don't like, just don't be mean, and God bless.